This is the Becklers Botanical Bounty workshop. We're here in Menindee at the Civic Hall. It's a 5-day workshop, and the artists are here working away on the plants that we've collected. We're primarily artists, though we're working at a very scientific level. So we go out into the field and collect plants, and then artists come back here. We have a huge array of maps and reference books so that we can research whether we have the right plants. The plants that we're looking for are on the Becklers plant list that he collected here in Menindee 150 years ago. This year we also have a botanist who is a great help, because as artists we don't have the skills to correctly identify a lot of the plants. So Andrew Denham's a huge help. And this year we also have Lyndon Gilbank that helps us a lot to understand some of the background. And so they're the artists working away at very illustrative level. So we can go and visit them. This is Lindy Mosworth. She's a local from Broken Hill, which is what I forgot to mention before. A lot of the artists here are from Melbourne, and there's 2 local artists here. So Lindy will just mention a little bit about what she's doing.
Good. Well, the specimen I collected was Bulbinopsis alata, which is common name is leaf lily. At the moment I'm just looking over the seed capsules and the individual seeds under the microscope and trying to draw those so that they will be then put alongside the picture of the full plant.
Anne Lawson's from Melbourne. And what did we decide on? We saw plants growing on the roadside verge, and it was Andrew who mentioned that the Cullum were exceptional this year.
And so I decided that it would be a good one to do, and it's turned out to be quite good because it hasn't changed a lot. Part of the problem with botanical work is that things grow, they die, the leaves expand and so on, whereas this is still fairly much as we cut it. What I've done is just looked at the various descriptions and so on in the information, and I've looked at things that are important, like the joints. It's actually a member of the pea flower, so I needed to try and understand how the pea flower worked, and now I'm just doing a pencil drawing just of that little part of it, and then hopefully at some point I'll get to paint a bigger part of it, but I'm not quite there yet.
My name's Ben Beaton. I've drawn a trigonellus, which, as you heard before, is rapidly dehydrating, and what I've tried to do here is capture the manner of growth of the plant. So I'm hoping that it's scientifically accurate as well. And the other one that I've started work on is Lotus, this guy here, and we've just got another specimen of him as well, so I'll be able to draw in the leaves properly in here. And then later on I'm hoping to do this one. I haven't identified it yet, but I know that it's on the list, and so that one could be for tomorrow.
This is Evelyn Brandt. She's come up from Melbourne with her daughter Natasha, and they're working on... Evelyn's got a fantastic plant she's working on. We found it on the riverbank, and Evelyn's interested in it because
it has medicinal properties. So Aboriginals used it in their culture, and at the moment I think it's one of the active ingredients is extracted from the plant and used for cracked skin and skin ailments as a cream. Yeah. So from my background, I'm interested in pharmaceutical products, so I'm looking specifically at this plant.
So I'll explain a couple of bits about, what you're looking at with the seeds and. The flowers on these plants are very small, as you can see over here. That's the flower head, and then Evelyn's had to dissect that under the microscope, where the flowers are minute. And Some of these drawings are enlarged 200 times on the page there, so she's had fantastic microscopic skills and dissection skills.
So this particular flower head has two types of florets. One is a bisexual floret, which will have both the male and female parts, and one is just a female, contains just the female parts, which is on the outer rim of the flower head. And of importance here is also to look at.
What was it, the akene?
The akene, which
It was a pattern, wasn't it a pattern on the akene? So we were looking to, in some of the descriptions, there's one species over another. It has a lot to do with what happens on the akene and the pattern that it makes. So Evelyn had to be very clear about the detail that she draws on the akene, which is, the akene is the seed part of the flower.
Becomes the fruit. And also, just to one of the features of the flower head is also that it's actually raised. If you want to.
Yeah, I've forgotten the name of that. It's raised up at the top,
at the
sort
top,
of like this one,
rather than flat.
rather than flat across
And
the top.
That discerns it from other centipeda.
So they're keeping beautifully in the little glass there, because they were picked a few days ago, weren't they?
They were, and they're doing really, really well. So, and I've kept them in the fridge overnight, so just to keep them fresh. So they're doing quite well.
Yeah. So Evelyn's taking colour swatches on the side, as well as. So this is Evelyn's note taking. It's a working sheet. So you'll paint that up into a painting when you're back home in Melbourne. So working with the fresh material, it's important to get all the colours right.
Yeah, so once I've got all the parts I want to illustrate, I'll put it together with the habit. So that's just a rough sketch of the habit, but I'll then put it together as a composition. So that's a close-up of the head.
And what's that you're using, Evelyn?
The USB microscope.
It's a fantastic handheld implement that can take a still shot as well, and then that just records it and keeps it on Evelyn's laptop.
So it's easier to see from this the different types of flower types.
So you want to take a still shot? Can you shoot a still shot on it? You can see it's very minute, so it's hard to keep holding it really clearly. So Natasha, did you take that photo then?
She did take the photo for me, and then we can go down.
There it is.
And blow it up.
Oh, so you can zoom in on the photo as well.
Yeah, if we want to, so I can. Yep, I can zoom in. And then you start losing a bit of resolution.
So, and that is a brilliant reference record to keep for later when the plants are all dried. And they lose their shape, they lose their colour. This is Lorraine Mooney. She's local. She lives in Menindee and has a lot of interest in the native plants, especially the bush tucker foods. And Lorraine's been very brave to come into the workshop because not a confident drawer. Like a lot of the Melbourne people go to lots of art classes and they do a lot of drawing. So
this is my first.
Your first?
Yes, my first.
There you go. She's doing a great job. And look at that.
Verbena africana.
Beautiful. So see, even on a first day, you can get really good, accurate drawing done with all the right, with all the right help. This is Margaret Holloway, who's a botanical artist and a botanical art teacher in Melbourne at Cranbourne Botanic Gardens.
Yep.
So tell us what plant you've chosen.
It's
How are you doing it?
Artemio, whatever I can't say.
Senna artemisoides.
Subspecies petialis, which is a lovely, delicate, fine plant, which is why if I tried to do too much of it, you would have been hard to decipher. So I'm just doing a little bit of the actual branch.
There it is there.
And then doing blow-ups, because when you look at it closely, it is just so beautiful. There's so many gorgeous parts to it, which you normally pass by and don't see. So, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
So a lot of parts of plants are in dissections to be able to help identify the plant.
Yep. So I'll do...
So you're looking down the microscope
Yep.
and painting at the same time,
Yep. Okay.
which is quite a skill.
Well, yes.
It's quite a skill
It's
because
very intense.
it's very intense because your eyes have to refocus a
Every
lot.
time that you go from one side to the other.
Yeah, and plus you're looking at it as well.
Yes, because I just find it easier, not so tiring.
So sometimes you can get stuck at an easel like this for a couple of hours and then,
Yes, need to get up and, like I went for a run around the block, not a run, a quick walk around the block before just to get me going again.
loosen up. You can
Yes,
get so
yeah.
involved in something for a long time and then realise that you've got a sore neck or
Yes, or back.
Or sore back or something.
Yes, all of that.
it's wonderful.
Yeah, the more you look at something, the more interesting they are. You never stop learning.
This is Amy Wells. Amy came with us on the trip last year, so it's wonderful having.
It's good to be back.
Yes. And Amy's chosen a very difficult plant, even though she thought, I'll do this one, it's nice and easy.
I liked it because it was very linear. I thought it'd just be lots of lines, but it's not. It's lots of flowers.
It's
Even
a
though
lot
it's
of
grass.
flowers. And we discovered that it actually there's a plant with female flowers and a plant with male flowers. And the detail is minute yet again because it's actually a grass.